Hello, my name is Esther James, a linguist and an English phonologist. Um, in this video, you are going to learn everything about the challenges of the non-native speakers of English language. All right, so we are looking at the issues of communication with the non-native speakers of English. That's to say, the challenges of the non-native speakers of English language. The first challenge that the non-native speaker have is exchange of sounds. The non-native speakers exchange English sounds with familiar sounds for easy pronunciation. This happened because those sounds are not um, in the language sound system. Yes, the sounds are as follows. Look at my mouth and you'll see the way I'm pronouncing the sound. The first one is E, E. The second one is U, U. The first one is E. The next one is U. Next one is that's the short sound, silent sound. It's pronounced The next one is it's a middle sound. It's a very relaxed sound. Next one is ah, ah. And the next one is ah, ah, ah. It's a sound between o and ah. So it is not ah, it's not o, but it's pronounced ah, ah. Then the next one is this is a th sound. We call it the theta sound. When you're pronouncing this sound, you must have your tongue in between your teeth. So this is the voiceless th sound. And then the last one is the. The last one is the. That's the voice th sound. The. All right, as non-native speakers of English, you do not have the above English sounds. Therefore, we exchange them for other sounds as follows. Now we want to look at those words that has those sounds, which we exchange them for some other sounds. Now I'm going to use a pointer. I'm going to use a pointer. Like all of these sounds, I just mentioned them in the last slide. So all of these sounds, we don't have them. And we exchange them for these very sounds. These are the sounds we exchange them for. Now let's look at them. Let's look at the word. We have the sounds one by one. So we have women. This very word here is pronounced women. But we used to say woman. So that means we exchange the short E sound for U. We say woman. So it is women, not woman, right? And then the next word is in, 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 and not in, not in. I am in the house. No, I am in the house, in the house. It's a very short E sound. And then the next one is him, not him, him, him. Let's open to him number, not him number, okay? Is him. All right, so the sound is A and not E. You can hear the difference in my pronunciation. And then the next word is delete, not delete. If you say delete, you're actually exchanging it for this A sound. So it is delete. Then the next one is village, not village. It's village. Village, not village. It's not this village. It's not A, but A, short A, village. The next one is environment. Environment. Environment, not in, it's not environments, but environment. Okay. Now let's look at the second sound, the O sound, the short O sound, which we don't have, and then we exchange it for the long O sound. We say cook, cook, instead of cook. Okay. So this word is pronounced cook. Have you cooked today? Did you cook today? All right. The next one is look, not look. You say look, you're pronouncing L-U-K-E. That's somebody's name. Is even one of this. Is we have this name in the Bible. Yes, it's one of the Gospels' name in the Bible. Luke, Luke. Yes, Luke. But L-O-O-K is look. Please look up. Look up. Then the next one is pearl. Pearl. The next one is pearl. Sorry about that distraction. Sorry about the distraction. So we have pearl. Pearl. P-U-double-L. Pearl. Okay? Pearl, not pool. We say pool. What you're pronouncing is P-double-O-L. Pool. I have a swimming pool by the side of my house. But this one is pull. Please pull the door. Pull. Short U sound. Not this very sound. Don't exchange it for this. Make sure you use this to pronounce. Right. Now the last one in this series, we have wolf. Wolf. We often say something like sheep. A sheep in wolf clothing, right? Wolf in sheep clothing. Yes, wolf in sheep clothing. It's not wolf. We used to say wolf. It's not wolf, but wolf. Wolf. Okay, let's look at the next sound. It's a schwa sound. A schwa sound is a very relaxed sound. A schwa sound does not really have a sound of its own. It does not really have a peculiar vowel letter of its own, but it works for all vowel sounds. It works for all vowel sounds. Like when you have a syllable, any syllable that is not stressed, any syllable that is not stressed takes up the schwa sound. Yes. For example, we have this. We used to say supply. This is the awesome. We exchange for this awesome. But the right pronunciation is supply. 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 Then the next one is this. We exchange it for this. We actually exchanging this very sound for all of these sounds. Yes. So we say model. It's a model. Del. It's not del. It's not a, but del. That's the, when you say del, then you are pronouncing the schwa sound. So it's model. All right. So the next one is cousin, not cousin. Don't exchange it for the short e sound. It's cousin, cousin, cousin. The next one is about, not about, but about, about. Yes. All right. So the next one is woman, not woman. So this a that you are seeing here is pronounced woman, woman. And then the next one is today, not today. It's not this O sound, but remember it is your today, today, today. All right. Were you around today? Today. All right. Now let's look at the next sound. The next sound is It's a long middle sound. The first word is curse, not cause. not this also. What you have is cars, cars. I have the next word, perceive, not perceive, not this a sound, but perceive, this perceive. The next one is bird, not bed. You don't say bed, but bird. If you say bed, you're actually pronouncing B-E-D, the bed you sleep on. But this is bird, birds fly. All right, let's look at the next sound. Ah, we exchange that sound for this very sound. We say car, my car, instead of my car, car, this car, this this is what you should use, not this. Class. All right, are you having a class with me today? Will you have a class with me today? We have mark, mark. Let's look at the next one. We often pronounce this sound as o. It's not o, it is like up. Please go up. Please, your attention is needed. Up, go up, lift up. And then we have ankle, not uncle. Ankle. We have hat, not hot. And we have under, not under, right? So you make sure you don't exchange this for this. These are just few examples. We have many of them. Then we have the next one, the theta sound, the TH sound, the voiceless TH sound. Every other one we've been doing before now are vowels. So this is a consonant sound. So we have thanks, not thank. It's not a, don't exchange it for a T. Don't say thanks, thanks. This sound, for you to pronounce this sound correctly, you must have your tongue in between your teeth. So it's thanks. And then you have wrath, the wrath of God. You have path. You have breath, breath. Then the next one is the. We exchange it for d. We say wealthy. It's not wealthy. It's wealthy, wealthy, wealthy. You have healthy, healthy. Worthy. It's not worthy. Worthy. And then we have breathe, not breathe. Breathe. And then the last one, we have the. Are you in the house? The house. The house. The house. All right, now let's. What we just finished now is what we call the general extreme sounds. Those sounds are generally missing in all Nigerian languages. There are 8 in number. So we mispronounce them by exchanging them for other sounds. Okay. Now we want to look at the individual extreme sounds. Individual extreme sounds are sounds that are peculiar to individual. Okay. Because of their sound system, because of the environment they have been for some times. So in general extreme sounds, like I said, there is no criticism because all non-native speakers, they have challenges in pronouncing those words because we don't have them in our, generally we don't have them in our sound system. But for the individual extreme sounds, some languages may have some sounds, some languages may not have. So this is where the criticism comes. All right, now let's begin. Also, the non-native speakers sometimes may not have some of these English sounds. The first one is ch, the next one is sh, this one is g, the next one is j, j, the next one is j, 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 the next one is ye, the next one is v, it's a V sound, v. The next one is r. The next one is l. L. The next one is It's one of the nasal sounds that we have in English. And then the last one is S. Therefore, they exchange them for other sounds as follows. So these are the sounds. So any non-native speaker that doesn't have this sound in their sound system, definitely they don't have it in their tongue. So they exchange it for these sounds. Let's pick them one by one. The first one is ch. So people that don't have it, they exchange it for sh. So they say share. They say share. Give me the share. There are some that don't even have the sh. So they say give me the share. Share. All right. The next one is, so it should be chair. Chair. This guy, give me the chair. The next one is chapter. Chapter. Not chapter. Do you hear that? So it's not chapter and not chapter. It's chapter. It is this sound. The next one is children. Children. Not children and not children. Okay. The next one is choose. Choose. Not shoes. It's not shoes. And it's not shoes. Alright, now let's look at the second sound. The second sound is sh. And people that don't have it, exchange it for s. They say shout instead of shout. Shout hallelujah. Shout. And the next one is shine and not sign. The next one is shaw and not saw. And we have portion and not portion. And we have shoe and not shoe. Let's look at the next sound, g. People exchange it for k because they don't have the g sound. And they say cord instead of God. They say corn instead of gone. Let's look at the next sound, j. There are people that don't have this sound, j. What they have is ear. So they exchange it for ear. They say yaw instead of jaw. Jaw. They say Yems instead of, like, my name is James, my son name is James. They say Sister Yems instead of James. And we have George and not Yosh. Okay. Now we have the next one is the sh sound again in this very word. This word is pronounced issue. But people that don't have this sound, they go for yeah. They say EU. That's wrong. Please don't say that. It's not EU, but issue. Issue. All right. So the next one is so people that don't have it, they exchange it for yeah, and they say player instead of pleasure. They say prayer instead of pressure. They say mayor instead of measure. And the y sound, people exchange it for j, j, j. They say John instead of young. I saw the young man here. So it's young and not John. We have ye and not j. Okay? Also, we have the sound v, the V sound. People that don't have this V sound, they exchange it for F sound. And they say faithful. Okay? They say faithful instead of favor, favor. They say fine instead of vine, the vine tree. They say vomit instead of vomit. All right, now let's look at the next one, the r sound. They exchange it for l, and they say road. No, they say load instead of rod. That's R-O-D is rod and not Lord. But people that don't have the sound, they exchange it. They say load instead of road. And there is another language group of people that cannot roll the R. They don't exchange it, but they cannot roll it. What they say, if they want to pronounce rod, they say what? They say what? as if they exchange it for a W sound. They say what? They want to pronounce a road. They say wood. Okay? They want to pronounce a word like privilege. They say privilege. A word like prayer. They say prayer, prayer. Because they cannot roll it up. Alright, so we also have people, a set of people that don't have the look sound, but they have the r sound. They say our Lord and Savior. They want to say Lord. They cannot say Lord. They say our Rod. They want to say load. They say road. These are language deficiencies. These are problems. They have problems of sounds. Yes. Fortunately, there are some other language people that have some of these sounds. So it's everywhere. Like some people have this one, they don't have this one. The people that have this one, they don't have this one. Okay. There are some persons that have this sound, but they don't have this. There are some people that have this, but they don't have this. So that is why one is called the individual extreme sounds. And there's a lot of criticism. Because the moment you stand to speak, before the persons that have the sound and you don't have it, they will dictate it. And it brings a lot of criticism. So as a public figure, as a speaker, as a professional, you must learn all the sounds. You must know all the general sounds and then look for those ones that you don't have in the individual extreme sounds and add to the general sounds and make sure you master them, because you are a speaker. All professionals are speakers, they are communicators. All right, now let's look at the next sound, the sound. One of the nasal sounds. Now we have 3 nasal sounds in English. This is the third one. People exchange this sound for this sound. Now in word like singing, the G is silent. It's not singing, but it's singing, singing. So when they know it is singing, instead of them to say singing, they will say singing, singing. They exchange that sound for sound. It says singing. And they say sinner instead of singer. So the G here is also silent. Alright. The G is silent. So or the N and the G is like fused together and give you the sound. Yes. So you have singing and you have singer. All right. Now let's look at the last sound. There's sound. There's sound. People exchange this sound for the Z sound. They say deceive instead of deceive. They say perceive instead of perceive. They say conceive instead of conceive. They say, for example, maybe somebody missed something. They say, did you miss? Instead of saying, did you miss it? They say, did you miss it? Zit. No, this miss it. Sit. Then we have desolate, not desolate. It's not des. It's not de. It's not desolate. No, it's desolate. 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 All right. Now we have been able to look at the exchange of sounds. That's the first challenge of the non-native speakers. The exchange of general extreme sounds, which is generally missing in all Nigerian languages. And then they exchange the individual sounds, which is peculiar to individual non-native speakers. Okay. And now we are looking at the second challenge, which is reduction or omission of sounds. Also, the non-native speakers of English language reduce sounds in the English word for easy pronunciation. They do this unconsciously. 3 factors could be responsible for this challenge. One of them is what we call consonant clusters. Consonant clusters, one of the features of spoken English. For example, we have the first one, Success. Success. What do we mean by consonant cluster? When you have 2, 3, 4 consonants in succession in a word without vowels, coming in between. For example, you have double C here. The non-native speakers assume that this double C is just, because it's identical sound, that's the identical letters that they are pronounced the same way. So they say success. They just take this double C as just S letter or S sound. Whereas the first C is S. Sorry, the first C is K and the second C is S. So it's success. Success. Same thing is applicable to access. Access. The next word is morning, not mooring. If you say mooring, you're actually stopping at this R and then you join the ing, you omit this N sound. It's morning. Morning. Alright. Next one is students. Students. We have a hidden yes sound after the T. So we have, this is a consonant cluster, hidden consonant cluster. It's not written down, but in pronunciation, you must have it. Otherwise, you'll be saying student. Is student. All right, the next one is expect. Anytime you see an X letter, the X letter has two sounds. The sound and the sounds. So you have expect. It's not expect. Even the first letter is E sound, expect. And you have communion. So you have the yes sound, hidden yes sound after the M sound, the M sound. So it's not commu, it's communion. You have accents, not accents. Remember the double C, we have K and S. So we have accent. We have expire. The X have or has two sounds. Expire. All right. The next one is accept. I've explained the double C before. The next one is stupid. It's not stu. So you have the yes sound after the T. Hidden yes sound. The next one is film. We used to say film. It's film. While the next word is field. The next word is well done. It's not well done. It's not well done, but well done. The next one is 6, not 6. I'm number 6. No, you're number 6. 6. So the X has to be two sounds. You have stew. I'm sure nobody's a victim of that, perhaps because we eat it. And then the next one is axe. Axe. The axe is at the base of the tree. Axe. Axe. And then we have humanity. Hue. Not humanity. No. We have a yes sound. H. After the H, you have the yes sound. It's not hue. It's not humanity, but humanity. It's a hidden yes sound after the H. And then we have confusion. It's not confusion. There is a hidden yes sound after the F sound. We have future, not future. Another yes sound after the F sound. We have mixture. 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 And then we have welcome. Not welcome. Welcome. And the next one is few. Few. I'm sure nobody is having any, nobody's a victim of that. So we have few. The next one is something. Something. So you can see the TH sound. You must pronounce your TH sound, having your tongue in between your teeth. And then the next one is environment. Environment. And this one is picture, not picture. It's picture, picture. All right, the next one is misconception. You can see this consonant cluster. Misconception. Next one is section, not session. Section, section. The next one is quote. Anytime you see, most of the times when you see a Q letter has two sounds. It has two sounds. Whoa. So it's not just the K sound. It's quote, not. So it is. This word is pronounced quotes and not quotes. Say, please, can you quote? Can you quote for me? Not can you quote for me? All right. The next one is rebuke. Rebuke, not rebuke. I rebuke you. No, it's rebuke. So they said hidden yes sound after the B sound. Then we have qualify, not qualify. Remember the Q. The Q is two sounds. Qualify. Next one is quantity. Next one is quarter. For example, headquarters. Headquarters. They have humility, not humility. Humility. All right. Now let's look at the second factor that may bring about reduction or omission of sounds by the non-native speakers of English language. The second one is the mannerism of leaving out the last consonant in English word. That's if the word is not silent, you must not silent it. Because the moment you don't pronounce all the sounds that should be pronounced in a word, that word has lost its identity. Yes. Assume I want to say something like, I want to pronounce this word, Christ. And I say cry. I did not pronounce the last T sound. I'm actually pronouncing something else. And I will be confusing my audience, my listener. So if I want to say Christ, I must pronounce the last consonant. Christ. Own, not own. Attention, not attention. Mansion, not mansion. Sacrifice, not sacrifice. Special, not special. Husband, not husband. One, not one. Official, not official. Medical, not medical. Born, not born. Jesus, not Jesus. I hear that a lot. Jesus. Ha. Nation, not nation. Promotion, not promotion. Contest, contest, not contest. Thousand, not thousand, not thousand, but thousand. Mention, not mention. Happen, not happen. Motivation, not motivation. Bless, not bless. Important, not important. Love, not love. Call, not call. And heal, and not heal. All right. Now let's look at the third factor that may bring about omission or reduction of sounds. All right. Thirdly, the H factor omission in English word, omitting the H sound where the letter shouldn't be silent is another problem of the non-native speakers. And some language speakers have this problem, this peculiar problem. Some non-native speakers do not have this sound in their dialect, so they always unconsciously omit it in words like, they say help instead of help. They say help. And the moment you don't put the H, what you'll be saying is help and not help. They say ought instead of hot. They say am instead of ham. Now, the H sound is like you are breathing with your mouth. Is so the next word is head and not head. You used to hear people say head instead of head. The next one is heart, not at. The next one is heat, not eat. If you say eat, you are saying that you want to eat, or so if you say eat, you are pronouncing E-A-T and not H-E-A-T. The next one is heart and not art. The next one is hand and not an. The next one is hold and not old. As if you say old, when you want to say hold, you're actually pronouncing something else. The next one is hint and not int. The next one is him and not him. The next one is his and not is. We say is, you're pronouncing is. Yes. The next one is hair and not air. In fact, I will do a special recording on this very sound. People pronounce this sound differently. I think in like 3 different ways. Some people say ear. I want to make my ear. Of course, when you say ear, this is what they are talking about. Ear. You hear with your ear. Some people call it air. I want to make my air. If you say air, you are pronouncing A-I-R. We breathe in air. Hey. Some people say here. I want to make my here. You say here, is either you are saying H-E-R-E or H-E-R-E. A lot of pronunciation, and we need to work on it. All right, we proceed. The next word is ha and not a. The next one is he and not e. The next one is hem and not m. The next one is hell and not l. Okay? The next one is holy. Holy are you, Lord. Holy, not holy. Holy is not holy, but holy. Then the next one is heal, not ill. The next one is hawk, not up. And the next one is half, not half. Now, this word here, H-A-L-F, do you know the L is silent? It's pronounced half. So it's not pronounced half, and it's not pronounced half. Because if you say half, you are pronouncing the L, and L has to be silent for you to have the right pronunciation. Okay? So we have half. Half. It's not half, but half. And it's not half. Is that clear? And the next one is hallelujah. This goes to the one that has an H. The one that has an H is hallelujah. I've come across the one that starts with an A. So that's the one that is hallelujah. So when you have the one that starts with an H, remember to pronounce it as hallelujah, as if you are breathing with your mouth. That's the H sound. And then the last one is hall. All right. Now let's look at the third challenge of the non-native speakers of English language. Remember, we had the first challenge is exchange of sounds. The second challenge is omission, reduction or omission of sounds. And then the third challenge is insertion of sounds. The non-native speakers also insert sounds in some English words for easy pronunciation. This challenge could be as a result of some features in spoken English as follows. The first factor that brings about this insertion of sounds, non-native speakers, insert sounds. The first factor that brings about this is silent letters feature in spoken English. These silent letters, this feature, we don't have it in our own language. So the non-native speakers do not recognize this feature because it is not a feature in their spoken English or their spoken languages. And as a result, they struggle to pronounce every written letter in English word. For example of such words with silent letters are as follows. Now let's look at them. For example, we have the first word, climb. The B is silent. The B here is silent. So you have climb. So the sound pronunciation stop at the mouth sound. But the B is silent. You must write it down when you are writing, but in pronunciation, you must not pronounce it. The next one, the same thing is applicable to lamb. The same thing is applicable to crumb. The same thing is applicable to comb. Okay. Then the next one is plumber. This is plumber and not plumber. Plumber. The B is silent. In a word like number, the B is not silent. You may say, well, this is the inconsistencies of English letters to sounds. They have the same set of letters from umber, but in plumber, the B is silent, but in number, the B is not silent. I mean, you may ask why. That is how it is. The native speakers say that is how the word is pronounced, and that's it. All right, so the next one is debt and not debts. We say this often. It's not debts. I am indebted to you to teach you the right pronunciation of English word. I'm not indebted to you. I am indebted to you. All right. So it's not debt, but debt. Then we have Wednesday, not Wednesday. Wednesday. The D is silent and the second E is silent. It's Wednesday. Then we have A. Do you know that the H here is silent? And heir to the throne. We are joint heir with Christ. Heir, not hair. So you must not pronounce this H. If you pronounce it, you'll be saying hair. And if you say hair, you're talking about your hair. You want to plait your hair, no? So it's hair. It is an homophone, yes. It is an homophone with the word AIR. Air, the air we breathe. Okay? But you will understand it in context. For example, I love the air here. You see that? You know that I'm talking about AIR. But when I say she is an heir to the throne, you know I'm talking about HEIR. So it is the context that will help you to know, because they are same in pronunciation or same in sounds. All right, now let's look at the next one. We have singer. Singer. So the N and the G somehow merged and give you that sound. So some people say the G is silent. Okay? So you don't say singer, but singer. Then you have listen and not listen. The T is silent. You have carton. The O here becomes a schwa sound. So the O is silent. You have whistle. Whistle, not whistle. The T is what? Silent. And then we have apostle. The T is silent. We have sachet, not sachet of water, sachet. Okay, so the T is silent. Then you have honest. The H here is silent. It's not honest. Okay, so it's honest. We have R. hour, hour. It is 1 hour. Can also say 1 hour. Yes, 1 hour. Can also say 1 hour. Anyone is correct. All right, the next one is vehicle. Vehicle. The H is silent. And the next one is indict. Indict. Diet. Indict. The C here is silent. Have ghastly. 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 The G is silent. Ghetto. The G is silent. We have um war. War. No, we have haw. Yes, haw. The W is silent. W is silent. Just as you have whoredom. 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 All right, so the W is silent. So we have haw. Sorry, haw. Haw. We have haw. Haw. All right, we have ghost. The G is silent. We have recently. The E here is silent. We have honor. The H is silent. Now we have whoredom. Whoredom. The W is silent. Then we have singing. The N and the G gives you the sound. The sound. So we have singing instead of singing, right? Then we have sword. It's not sword. The W is silent. And then we have burden. Burden, not bore. It's not bore then. It's not then. But burden, then. The E here is silent. All right, now let's look at another factor that brings about the insertion of sounds by the non-native speakers of English language. Another factor is insertion of imaginary letters. The non-native speakers often change spelling and pronunciation of some words by inserting imaginary letters as follows. The first one is, so it means here, from here, I'm pronouncing from here. This first one is just showing that this is the right pronunciation. From here is the right pronunciation. Then from here is the wrong pronunciation. So what I'm trying to say is that this is not inclusive. It's not inclusive. All right, so the first one is covenant, not convenant. It amazes me. It amazes me. Each time people say, they will say covenant in pronunciation, but they will write it down correctly as covenant. But in pronunciation, they will say covenant. The next one, they will say, they'll write down correctly, and they will even see it. They will say, they will not pronounce it consecrate, consent. They'll put N there. Instead of consecrate, they say consecrate. The next word, everybody is a victim of this very word. Even learned people, professionals, they say expatiate. Of course, there is no word like expatiate. In English, what we have is expatiate. We can have expand, we have expanded, we have expansion, and not expatiate. What we have is expatiate. This, can you expatiate? Like you want to hear more, like you want more explanation, okay? Then you say expatiate. Please, can you expatiate for me? The next one is remnant. Remnant, not remnant. Don't put your personal I. It's remnant. We have damnation. It's not damnation. Okay? It's not damnation. It's damnation. The next one is evangelism, not evangelism. Don't put your personal in. It's not evangelism, but evangelism, 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 not evan. Yes, it's not evangelism, please. Don't say evangelism, but evangelism. All right. Then the next one is enablement, not enabling. It's not enablement. Enablement. Oh, I did not even put how they, It's enablement. Enablement, not enablement. Enablement. So what I'm supposed to do here? All right, so this is enablement. Enablement. All right, so here supposed to be the wrong pronunciation is enablement. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that for you to see that that is a typographical error anyway. So it's supposed to be I at this point, yes, this very place. So what they normally say is enablement and not this, which is supposed to be enablement, right? All right, now let's look at the next factor that brings about this. Syllabic consonant cluster. Syllabic consonant clusters. Do you know that the non-native speakers find it very difficult to maintain syllabic consonant as vowel sounds? Yes, syllabic consonants. They are in a way vowel sounds, so they tend to insert imaginary oo, long oo, or an o sound, as the case may be, in such syllables. Example of such word are as follows. So instead of saying settle, settle, they are not able to glide between the t and the l. Somehow, a syllabic consonant is like a consonant cluster, just like a consonant cluster. But we are taking it to be a syllable, and that syllable has that syllabic consonant as a vowel sound. Like we are taking this l as a vowel sound. So it's supposed to be se, so. So instead of them to glide between the t and the l, they say se tu. They now put the u sound between the t and the l sound. So they have se tu instead of settle. All right, so the next time you want to say settle, please don't say se tu. So we have battle, mantle, bottle, not bottle, okay? Little, gentle, whistle, buckle, struggle, tremble, okay? Single, jungle, mingle, fiddle, needle, and title. Can you see that? All right. Now let's look at the final factor that brings about insertion of sounds by the non-native speakers of English language. Remember, in the second challenge of the non-native speakers, which we have as reduction or omission of sounds, we have H factor omission. So now in this very challenge, which we have insertion of sounds, we also have H factor insertion. So one of the factors that brings about insertion of sounds by the non-native speakers is H factor insertion. Some non-native speakers find it difficult pronouncing a vowel sound at the beginning of a word. Like when a word begins with a vowel letter or a vowel sound, they find it difficult to pronounce it. They must slot in an H sound before they pronounce it. So they end up starting the word with an imaginary H as follows. I-N, in, they say hin. A-R-T, which is art, they say heart instead of art. E-A-T, which is eat, they say heat. I mean, when you do this, you're actually pronouncing a different word altogether. If you do that, you're pronouncing a different word. The word you actually want to pronounce has lost its identity. And the bad thing about this wrong pronunciation of word is you mislead your audience. They'll be confused because your audience is not just made up of your own language people. You have a multilingual audience every time as a professional, okay? As a professional, as a speaker, as a public figure person, you have a multilingual audience. So it is only your language people that may understand you. And persons that don't have this challenge will find it very difficult. Do you not see why it is very important as a professional that you learn spoken English, the features of spoken English, and you learn English itself as a second profession that will aid your own profession. I mean, English language is needed by all professionals, because as a professional, you are going to communicate your profession to the professional world, and the professional world is a multilingual world. Is where you have people of different languages. So if you want to be understood, if you want to be cleared, if you want people to know exactly what you are saying, if you really want to mean what you're saying, then you must learn oral English. You must learn to know this. You must learn the sounds of English that you don't have in your language. You must master them. You must know them so that when you are speaking consciously as you know it. Okay? Now the next one is um arm, ARM. People, they will say ham. What I'm saying now is peculiar to some language. It's peculiar to a group of language people. Okay, so the next one is end. End, instead of n, they say hen. The next one is art. Art. If you want to say act, okay, yes, act. CACT. Act. Don't say hat. Don't say hat, but act. Okay? Because if you say hat, you are pronouncing an H before it. The next one is anger, not hanger. Of course, when you say hanger, you should know what you mean. You are looking for hanger to hang your clothes. And you are not actually saying anger. You have anger in your mind, but you are not saying hanger. You are misleading your audience. The next one is under, not Honda. It's not Honda. The next one is earn, not hen. The next one is enter, not henter. Hence, if you say henter, you are pronouncing an H before the word. The next one is instrument, not instrument. And the next one is all and not hall. Okay, assuming you want to say all. All of you here, I appreciate all that has come to this occasion. And unfortunately, you now say, I appreciate all. You want to say all. You now see yourself saying all. You say all. No. You are now talking about a different thing altogether. Can you now see? So wrong pronunciation can be very, very misleading. Very misleading. That's why you have to pay attention. Pay attention to pronunciation. Pay attention to English sounds as a professional, because you have an audience. Now let me tell you something. Your audience is your next level. Do you know that? When you speak well, you speak clearly, and people understand you as a speaker, as a communicator, you may not know. Somebody can come from the audience and, you get to the next level of your profession. Why? Because the person likes what you're doing. The next one is every, not every. You cannot be saying every, whereas you want to say every. The next one is old and not hold. Then the last one, but not the least, is and not his. If you say his, you're pronouncing H-I-S and not I-S. All right, so these are the challenges of the non-native non-native speakers of English language. These are the challenges of the non-native speakers of English language. And you have to take note of all of this. My name again is Esther James. I am a linguist. and I specialize as an English phonologist. I teach the non-native speakers of English language, especially the professionals like the speakers, the teachers, singers, pastors and ministers, all communicators, all educators, the right pronunciation of English sounds, to even identify the spoken English challenges and to fix them for effective communication with the audience. Thank you.